What's up, y'all? So, like the title says, today I am going to be reacting to Trending Corner's video about Black women. Relaxed hair is causing a lot of commotion. So, this is like a relaxed versus natural. And also, we're going to include the wigs too. Relaxed, natural, and wigs. Now, I don't mind people doing whatever they want to do. Like, of course, I can't tell anybody what to do. However, there are a lot of mental consequences that come with relaxing your hair and wearing wigs, covering your natural hair. To me, in my opinion, it's a lot of negative mental consequences that come with that. So, I'm going to play the video because these are some good video clips. I'm going to play the video. Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah, let me turn it all the way up so y'all can hear.
Yeah, I stopped getting relaxers when I was like in high school. And I'm actually natural too, but I consider myself a straight hair natural because even though I am natural, I wear my hair straight most of the time. But yeah, I mean, there's some girls that can maintain the health of their hair and get relaxers as they should, but I know that my hair is much more fuller, thicker, better as a straight hair natural than when I used to get relaxers. But then again, when I was in high school, I didn't really know how to take care of my hair like that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, my hair is the longest it's ever been, like currently. So,
I'm in a talking mood today, so I want to tell you guys
Okay, so before this next video, I am going to talk about what she just said. She says she is a straight hair natural. I love straight hair naturals. I think being a straight hair natural is amazing. I am not a straight hair natural, but I love straight hair naturals because, in my opinion, being a straight hair natural is a much more better alternative than relaxing your hair. And right now, I'm going to tell y'all what Google says a relaxer does to your hair. Okay. So I put in Google, what does a relaxer do to hair? And Google says hair relaxers straighten hair by breaking the bonds in the hair shaft, which loosens the natural curl pattern. So they break the bonds in the hair shaft. Okay. Um, so let me play this next video.
is why I will absolutely never, ever, ever relax my hair again. And just because I know how the internet is, I'm only going to say this once. These are my personal feelings about relaxers and my personal opinions based on my own personal experiences. However, if you want to use this as a warning and you're thinking about getting a relaxer, that is your prerogative. I got my relaxers done by a professional every single time. This is someone in my area who is extremely well known. And honestly, if you live in this area, you've probably gone to her once or know someone who's gone to her. She's, of course, licensed. She writes books about hair, and she is a relaxer and silk press specialist. That said, I'm going to go into my personal problems with relaxers and why, even if they're done with a professional, you can still experience issues. My first major problem.
So I'm going to summarize what she said. Basically, she's saying she always went to a professional to get her relaxers done, and she still came across problems. And she said she would never get a relaxer again. Now, me, I don't. I've gotten at home relaxers and in salon relaxers.
Had to do with my scalp. The only time that I've ever had dandruff is when I had relaxed hair. I was relaxed from as early as I can remember, which I know that sounds bad.
The most like memorable thing I remember about being relaxed is my hair was so freaking thin. And this young lady right here, what she's about to say is the reason why my hair was so thin. Listen to what she's about to say.
Guys, it was a different time. Up until around my sophomore year in high school. From that entire time, my scalp was inflamed. I had itchy scalp. I had bloody scalp. I had redness, irritation, chemical burns. Anything you can think of happening to the scalp, I had it. And it was all due to my relaxer. Once I was not relaxed and I converted to having natural hair, I don't remember doing a big chop. My mom says I did. Honestly, it was a while ago. I have not had dandruff at all. I've not had any scalp issues. Two, the lack of information around care. I think a lot of people get the notion that because their hair is relaxed, I definitely was one of those people. My mother was definitely one of those people. I thought you didn't have to do anything to your hair. And my style
I'm going to rewind that because that's exactly what I wanted y'all to hear. The lack of information about care when people are getting relaxers. Like the reason we know so much about hair care is really because of YouTube. But back in the day when we used to get relaxers, nobody told us about deep conditioning. Nobody told us. And it's so many things. It's so many. So let me rewind that.
hair, I don't remember doing a big chop. My mom says I did. Honestly, it was a while ago. I have not had dandruff at all. I've not had any scalp issues. Two, the lack of information around care. I think a lot of people get the notion that because their hair is relaxed, I definitely was one of those people. My mother was definitely one of those people. I thought you didn't have to do anything to your hair. And my stylist did not tell me otherwise. Not once did anyone tell me, hey, you have to still wash and like deep condition and care for your hair. And I've even had relaxed girlies hop into my comment section and be like, well, I don't have to do anything with my relaxed hair. I'm like, girl, no, you should be doing something. You should be deep conditioning every single week. Honestly, if you have relaxed hair, you should be deep conditioning way more than any natural hair girly ever will.
And she is so right because when you have natural hair, when you have a certain type of natural hair, I'm going to say when us type 4 naturals, that's just what I'm going to say. Us type 4 naturals, kinky, coily, us coily naturals, our hair is already a little bit more compromised because of the pattern or the texture of the hair. You know, it can get a little bit more dry. It can break off a little bit more easier. So imagine already having a type of hair. And I know a lot of type 4 naturals don't like to hear this. We don't have the strongest hair in the world, honey. If we had the strongest hair in the world, we would be known for long hair. And you know, unfortunately, a lot us black women, we are not known for long hair because we don't put in the time it takes to care for our hair. We could be known for long hair, but we treat our hair like it's a problem and it's not a problem. So, yes.
If you're not, you're going to have breakage. Period. A relaxer is a damage.
Yes, just like she's saying. If you're relaxed and you're not like babying your hair, you know, you are going to get breakage. And that, you know, like that's what I mean when I say when I had a relaxer, my hair felt so thin. And I think it was just shedding because I didn't know how to care for it, number one. And number two, I already have, you know, what could be considered a vulnerable or fragile uh type of hair. And so with the relaxer on top and then with not taking care of it on top, it's just a disaster. It's better to be natural. You know, I feel like your hair actually can be stronger and strong when it's natural. I think the only way a relaxer might work is if someone has high density hair because you're going to be shedding. Your hair is going to be shedding a lot when you have a relaxer. So if you have high density hair or It's just so much. I know people act like taking care of natural hair is like so hard, but it's really not. Like you could put your natural hair in some twists and style your twists. They don't have to be perfect, neat, snatched, gelled, and laid to the side. They don't have to be all that.
Imaging process. The only way your hair can become relaxed is through it. The individual hair strands being damaged chemically. It's just like bleach. I'm running out of time and I have so many more points, but I don't even know if I want to make a part two. But yeah, I never want to be relaxed ever again.
Relaxed hair may not necessarily be the cause of health issues, just like natural hair may not necessarily.
Okay. This girl right here is relaxed and she's very upset and angry that somebody is calling out her relaxed hair. They said, not going back, I have the same look, these chemicals causing too many health issues. And she's very triggered. Notice, she's very triggered. Very triggered. Because I'm not even gonna lie, like we're not all, we don't do things that's totally healthy. Like, come on, like people smoke, drink, eat unhealthy, stay up late, stress out, all that stuff. People be doing more unhealthy things. But I do believe that there are a lot of relaxed hair black women who are secretly kind of concerned about the cancer causing chemicals that people say that they may be putting on their skin, you know? The types of cancers I think are reproductive cancers too. So, yeah. And from what I read, I think I read an article about it. From what I read, or a paper or something, from what I read, they say it's safe if you only use it like 4 times a year. So I don't know. I don't know the details, but yeah, this girl right here is very triggered.
Be the cause for being healthy, or adding to the fact that natural hair people are healthier than relaxed hair people. Yes, there are other factors that can contribute to both. Cancer is its own tycoon. It can affect whoever, however, whenever. The healthiest of people have been affected by cancer and other issues. And I think that that's a stigma that we have to not perpetuate.
I can't relaxers being linked to cancer is not a stigma. Okay? That's not a stigma.
And I think that that's a stigma that we have to not perpetuate, because one is not solely linked to the other, and one does not necessarily mean anything more than anybody else. As a relaxed girl, my hair has really been as healthy as it's ever been. This is one of my shed hairs. And you see that's what you call elasticity. My hair is buoyant, my hair is thick, my hair is healthy. In my relaxed state now, as well as when I was younger, my hair was relaxed from fourth grade all the way to about 2010. My hair was the healthiest, the longest, the fullest it had ever been and has ever been, even when I went back to being natural, because I did not know how to truly do my natural hair. And there is a shortage of stylists, actual stylists, beauticians, hairdressers that know how to do true natural hair and actual.
She's right about that. She got a point there. She do got a point there. And I made a decision that I was going to stop going to hair salons to get my natural hair done because I was thinking to myself, I don't know if it's just me, but I ain't finna pay a bitch all this money to be giving me no fucking attitude and not even do my hair right. So I stopped going to hair salons. And she's right. I do wish that the younger generation, instead of embracing wigs and all that, would embrace natural hair, become natural hairstylists and stuff like that. But yeah, uh, I think she's just gonna I think people are just gonna have to do their research and find a good natural hairstylist because they are out there. It's natural hairstylists out there. Um, yeah. So I think people just have to do their research and find them, schedule accordingly, communicate. Um, yeah.
are wanting and willing to do it and make that their specialty as opposed to wigs, frontals, and closures. So that's something to be said, and that's a conversation for another day. But I do think that it is not okay to simply say, like, oh, I'm not going to relax hair because I don't want to have no health issues. I feel you. And perhaps, you know, I open myself to another world of potential health issues. But as for my day to day, if every time you see smoke, you aren't running or making sure that you're not in any place where there is smoke, or if you're not making sure that your diet is clean and pristine from A to Z, there are other factors that could help with those same issues, and not just having a damn perm or relaxer on your scalp. Yes, you can get the same look. I'm glad for you. I can't. I live in Houston. This, as a natural hair girl, is not happening for a long period of time for me and my lifestyle. So altogether, I think
I love her hair. I want to say that I love her hair. It's beautiful. It's full. It looks good, and I know she really likes her hair. But also, I want to say, like, I think that she could get that look even in Houston, being a straight hair natural. I think she could totally, with the right products and the right routine, she could totally get that style. Because I mean, eventually, see, relaxed girlies, they be trying to leave their hair like this for as long as possible. And whether you are relaxed or natural, you are still gonna you still should be washing your hair on a regular basis. What's a regular basis to me? Every week. Okay? You shouldn't be leaving your hair like this just because it still looks good. Well, maybe you can. I don't want to be too harsh, but the hair still needs hydration. It still needs to be moisturized. Just because it's straight does not mean, and even more so because you got a chemical process, it needs moisture.
everybody needs to take a step back from oh, to relaxed hair. Yes, it's a thing. There have been people who have always been relaxed and hair is healthy, thriving as well as their bodies. Same with natural hair people. Everybody just needs to do what's best for them. Point blank. Period. It's truly not a big deal.
Okay, so this person right here said, why do black
This woman right here is natural. I love her hair. Now, notice her hair looks healthier. Her hair looks healthier than both of the, well, you're gonna see another girl who, I don't know if she's relaxed or got a wig, but the other girl who's advocating for relaxers, her hair is longer and looks healthier, in my opinion, than both of their hair. The girl who we just saw who had a relaxer, in my opinion, nothing against her, but her roots look kind of dry. That's why relaxed girlies have to deep condition once a week, every week, because you have that, natural hair growing in. And that point where the relaxed hair and the natural hair meets is a weak point, and your hair is more prone to breakage.
women feel the need to straighten their hair to prove that it's long? All right. So as a black woman, I'm not sure if you're black or not. I didn't click your page or anything like that, but I'm speaking for myself that I do not straighten my hair to prove that it's long. I straighten my hair 2 to 3 times per year, just to keep up with the maintenance. So when I say that, it's to keep up with the trims and making sure that everything is healthy. Sometimes you can't tell that when it's in its natural state. So that's why I do recommend that we get our hair straightened at least a couple times a year to make sure that we are on the right track when it comes to our hair health. Also, I usually wear my hair in twists or something like that. So the fact that you said, why do we straighten it to prove that it's long? That's not true at all. A lot of us don't do that.
Do you remember?
And I love what she said. Like, that's why I advocate for straight naturals, and I don't say, "Oh, never straighten your hair. Don't straighten." No, I want you to wear your natural hair in whatever state you want to wear it in, as long as it's your natural hair. So I don't mind straight naturals. I love straight natural hair. You know, in that instance, I don't think people should be questioning black women and trying to police us with what we are doing with our hair in general, but especially our natural hair. See, when black women wear wigs, they don't have a problem with that because they feel like you wearing a wig because you got low self-esteem and you hate your real hair. And that's true for a lot of black women. But when you wearing your real natural hair, but you straightening it and you showing off the length, they be real jealous because they want to believe that we can't grow long hair, but we can grow long hair as long as we are taking care of our hair. You know, just like how people with straight hair textures wash their hair every day. If you wanted to, as a black woman, you could wash your hair every day too. If you put your hair in twists or braids, you could most definitely wash your hair every day. We try to take care of our hair with a approach that doesn't fit us, with a different approach from what we should be. Okay, well, let's listen to this young lady.
How a few months ago there was this whole conversation about how black women from the natural hair community didn't really care about black women who chose to wear their hair straight. More recently, we've had someone take Mariam Musa's video from TikTok and take it onto X, formerly Twitter. For context, Mariam was doing a wig installation in the video that they chose to use, basically saying how black women like her don't like their natural hair texture, they suffer from self-hatred, that's why they go and put somebody else's hair on their head, blah blah blah. And it started that whole discourse up again. And it had me thinking about how sometimes we black women, we are literally our own worst enemies and our own worst critics. And it's quite sad. My thing is, just because you've reached a point in your journey where you no longer aspire to a standard of beauty that doesn't really include us, doesn't mean that you should be judgmental and have really high expectations of other women, because fundamentally, everyone has a right to decide what they want to do. And everyone's at a different place in how they see themselves, in their self-esteem, in just what they want. And if you as a black woman are there judging other black women over the choices she wants to make over her body, over her life, period, then you're literally no better than the people that oppressed us all of these years. Literally. You of all people should be understanding. And even if it's self-hatred, even if they don't love enough now, they are still on the journey to self-discovery. And what makes you think that being judgmental, being harsh, saying things that's pretty much borderline bullying is going to help that person come to the realization you may have had a long time ago? And even if you've always loved your hair texture, like I always loved my hair texture, whether I was relaxed or natural, and I've been both, I still don't think it warrants or even gives you the right to sit there and tell other black women what they should be doing to their hair or to their body. Leave them alone. Let them do what they want.
Okay. Okay. That was the last video. And
ever again.
Really.
Too. But yeah.
that was the last video. And I I feel like that girl on that video, you know, I agree with some things that she did say. I do not believe nobody should be bullying anybody because you don't like the way they wear their hair. You don't like the fact that they got a relaxer. You don't like the fact that they're wearing a wig. You don't like the fact that they're wearing box braids or knotless braids or whatever. I don't think we should be bullying anybody. But I am going to play devil's advocate and say that, we live in a world of yin and yang, dark and light, and people relentlessly bully Black women with natural hair. So if we got a little, mischievous natural girls in the crew, it is what it is, but I'm not advocating for that, you know. Um, and another thing I want to say is Black people always talking about how can we progress forward? How can we progress? People look at Black people as the lowest of the low, the bottom of the totem pole. From what I be hearing y'all talk about on the internet. This what y'all say how people look at Black people. This what y'all say how people look when y'all be traveling to these other countries. This is how y'all say they treat y'all. And even if y'all from a Western country, y'all still say y'all face racism. In my opinion, a lot of Black women, especially, I'm not saying if you wore your natural hair, you would face no racism. And it's not even about really wearing your natural hair. It's kind of really just about rejecting, not on some like people to the power, Black power stuff, but it's really just about rejecting, chasing what other people tell you should be chasing. It's about you rejecting the rejection. You're eating slop. It's like eating slop. They told you your natural hair wasn't good enough. So instead of saying, fuck you, it's nothing wrong with who I am. I look great. I'm amazing. I'm fabulous. If you got self esteem issues, that's you. Fuck you. But instead, a lot of Black women say, oh, let me fix my hair so I can be more, appealing. And people see that and they say, well, damn, if we can get them to completely change how they look, we could get them to probably do whatever we want. When somebody got your mind, your body just gonna willingly, you know. All right, y'all. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's it. I had fun with y'all today. And this is not no beef. I love all the girlies. I just want us to be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally happy and healthy. And I do want Black women, especially with type 4 hair, to be natural. Even if you're straight natural, I want you to be natural. Okay? All right.